Have you ever had the wrong idea about someone? When I first moved into my apartment building, everyone warned me about the guy in 4B. He's the worst neighbor ever, they said. Plays music at all hours, never says hi, and looks like he hasn't showered in weeks. The building group chat was constantly filled with complaints about him. People said he'd ignore knocks on his door during noise complaints, and sometimes they'd hear him yelling to himself. Management had given him multiple warnings, but nothing changed. I tried to be friendly when I passed him in the hallway once, but he just grunted and kept walking, eyes fixed on the floor. After that, I joined everyone else in avoiding him completely. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to the smell of smoke. When I opened my door, the hallway was filling with thick gray clouds. The fire alarm hadn't gone off yet, but I could see flames coming from an apartment down the hall. I started banging on doors to wake people up, but in my panic, I slipped and fell hard. Something in my ankle snapped, and the pain was instant and blinding. I couldn't stand up. The smoke was getting thicker by the second, and I started coughing uncontrollably. That's when I heard heavy footsteps running toward me through the smoke. It was him, the guy from 4B. Without saying a word, he scooped me up over his shoulder and carried me down 4 flights of stairs. He didn't stop until we were safely outside on the lawn where other residents were gathering. "Your ankle looks bad," he said, setting me down gently. His voice was surprisingly soft. "Stay here. I'm going back to make sure everyone got out." Before I could thank him, he disappeared back into the building. I watched in shock as he made 2 more trips, helping an elderly couple and then someone's cat that had been left behind. When the firefighters arrived, they tried to stop him from going back in, but he slipped past them and emerged minutes later carrying my neighbor's sleeping 4-year-old son. The boy's mother burst into tears when she saw them. After everything calmed down, I found him sitting alone on the curb, covered in ash and coughing. I hobbled over on my injured ankle and sat beside him. "I never even learned your name," I said. "I'm Mia." "Dan," he replied, staring at the building. "I was a firefighter for 12 years before." He trailed off, gesturing vaguely at his leg. That's when I noticed the slight difference in how he walked. He caught me looking and shrugged. "IED in Afghanistan, then PTSD. Makes it hard to be around people sometimes." The music that everyone complained about, turned out it helped drown out the sounds that triggered his episodes. The yelling we heard was from nightmares, and the reason he never made eye contact or small talk was because crowds and social situations overwhelmed him. The next day, I watched as the same neighbors who had complained about him for months brought him coffee and thanked him for saving their lives. The building manager even offered him a reduced rent rate. Dan just nodded awkwardly at the attention, clearly uncomfortable with it all. When everyone else had left, he stopped by my apartment to check on my ankle. "I've got some medical training," he said quietly. "Mind if I take a look?" Sometimes the neighbors we're quickest to judge are the ones we need the most when it matters.